With the current trend of what if basketball videos, we decided to give it a shot. What if Carmelo Anthony won a championship? We are not going to focus on what teams he may have or may have not won with. Instead, we are going to be focusing on how people would rank him with the all-time great NBA champions. Would people say he is top 10 ever? Maybe top 5 ever? The first thing to look at is what NBA all-time greats have done in the playoffs to lead their team to the finals. We will only be focusing on their championship years. We will then rank that with Carmelo Anthony's playoff averages throughout his career to give an overall understanding of what we could have expected from Carmelo Anthony during his quote-unquote NBA title runs. The three players we will be comparing Carmelo Anthony to are LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Larry Bird. All three players just stated are considered top 10 all time, so they will be a good reference. Let's start with the great Larry Bird. During the 3 years Larry Bird won the NBA championship, during the playoffs he averaged 25 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, 6.5 assists per game, 2 steals per game, 1 block per game while shooting 50% from the field, 39% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. He had an average PER of 24 and an average usage percentage of 24. If it weren't for Larry Bird, the Boston Celtics would not have won the 3 NBA titles they won with him on the team. Let's now focus on Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has 6 NBA championships, and he, without a doubt, is the main reason why they won those 6 titles. Let's take a look at Jordan's playoff averages during his championship years. During the 6 championship years, Michael Jordan averaged 32 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 6 assists per game, 2 steals per game while shooting 47% from the field, 33% from 3, 82% from the free throw line with a PER of 28 and a usage percentage of 36 during the playoffs. Now let's take a look at LeBron James during his 2 NBA championship playoff runs. LeBron averaged 26 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, 6 assists per game, 1.8 steals per game, while shooting 49.5% from the field, 32% from 3, 75% from the free throw line, with a PER of 29 and a usage percentage of 32. Now when combining all of these stats, the average among Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James is 27 points per game, 8.5 rebounds per game, 6 assists per game, while shooting 48% from the field, 35% from 3, 82% from the free throw line, with an average PER of 27 and an average usage percentage of 30. Now let's take a look at Carmelo Anthony's playoff averages. The reason we are doing this is because Melo has never won an NBA championship, so we can't pick any specific year. It would be unfair to choose his best or his worst years, so we will focus on the entirety of his playoff career. Throughout his playoff career, Melo has averaged 26 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, and 3 assists per game, while shooting 42% from the field, 32% from 3, and 83% from the free throw line, with a PER of 20 and a player usage percentage of 33. If we compare the stats side by side, Carmelo Anthony is right up there with some of the best players in NBA history. Therefore, if Carmelo Anthony had an NBA championship, people would consider him one of the greatest players to play of all time. People already do consider him one of the greatest. They just don't consider him top 10. They usually consider him top 25. However, if Carmelo Anthony had an NBA championship, he would definitely be top 10 of all time. And this is unfair to Carmelo Anthony. Just because you don't have a ring does not mean you aren't great. There are plenty of great players who have not won NBA championships. You need a great team to win. Do you think Jordan would have won without Pippen? Do you think LeBron would have won without Dwyane Wade or Chris Bosh? Do you think Kobe would have won without Shaq or without Powell? Or whoever it is? No, they wouldn't have. So clearly, Carmelo Anthony's up there with some of the best players in NBA history. It's just sad that people don't appreciate greatness. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep staying awesome and reach for the sky.